โมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะ Today is Sunday, 23rd April. The year is 2017. This is the 12th day of the waning moon of the 5th month according to lunar calendar. I would like to focus on one question to answer: how do we become Buddhist? Because just a couple of days ago, one of my daughters took refuge. What does it mean to take refuge in Buddhism? To take refuge in Buddhism, we recite the formula of taking refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. And to make sure, you repeat it for the second time and the third time. Remember that in the olden days, the teaching is by recitation from mouth to mouth. Teachers would be teaching the disciple, and the disciple will be repeating after the teachers. So that's why, one of the reasons why our Tripitaka is very long, because everything is done 3 times. Just to make sure you make proper pronouncement, you make proper pronunciation of each Pali word. We believe in the Buddha. And this Buddha is not only a human being, but go beyond that. We believe in this Buddhahood. Yeah? When I say that, you can leave the historical Buddha aside. That historical Buddha, that human, we respect him because he discovered, realized Buddhahood. If he was just a prince, he had been a prince for so long. When he left his palace, he was 29. And he was in search of the Dharma for 6 years. Then he became enlightened. Then we start calling him, leave his name behind. We leave the Prince Siddhartha behind. And now he becomes the Buddha. The Buddha means the fully enlightened. The fully enlightened means that this realization came from himself. He did not get it through tradition. He did not get the knowledge through his teachers, not through tradition and not through teachers. It is self-discovery. The truth, Dharma, has been there. Whether there is Buddha or not, truth has always been there. So, at the funeral, at least in Thailand, at the funeral, we usually recite this one particular sutra. It's called Dharmaniyama. Dharmaniyama starts with a very interesting sentence which says that Dharma has always been there. Whether there is Tathagata or not, Tathagata is one who comes around every so many years, so many hundreds of years, so many thousands of years to discover this truth. But that Dharma has always been there. The fact that a human being born, suffered, and died, this is the truth of life. It has always been there. It has never changed. So this truth about life, about the world, has always been there. But it is this particular historical Buddha, whom we call Sakya Muni, who happened to live in India, in the land which is now called India, some 2,600 years ago. And he was the one who proclaimed again the truth. So that's why we have historical Buddha then and then and then. And the nearest one to us is the Sakyamuni Buddha, who was born in India 2,600 years ago. Okay? So when we believe in the Buddha, we do not believe in the Buddha as a human being. But we believe that this particular man discovered that truth. That truth is called Dharma. And that's why he became the Buddha. So we have to leave aside the historical context, the human Buddha, to realize that he discovered that Buddhahood. He discovered that truth. And that truth can also be discovered, can also be enlightened by us. This is very important. We are not living Buddhism to the Buddha only. We need to realize that path as well. Very important message, because people tend to put everything to the Buddha. So we start praying for the Buddha and not cultivating your mind in order to gain the same enlightenment as the Buddha. Very important, no? Very important. So therefore now we believe that that man became the Buddha. And we believe also that that Buddhahood can be enlightened by each one of us, by his individual self. And this man, this Buddha, he was very open. He discovered the path, he discovered the truth, and he did not keep it for himself. He also spread the words. Of course, it took him for some time because he was wondering whether the human being will benefit from my teaching or not. Because the truth is so sublime. He was at the moment considering whether he should simply pass away quietly. If he passed away quietly, then he becomes the silent Buddha. Nobody benefits from his discovery. So that's why just now she was inviting, when she invited me to give Dharma, she referred to the time when the Buddha was enlightened. And when the Buddha was enlightened, he was considering whether he should preach or not. Then, Brahma, that's why downstairs you see Brahma, the four-faced Brahma. Brahma came. Brahma was reading the mind of the Buddha. That look, if the Buddha should decide not to preach, then we are not getting any benefit from him. So the Brahma came, kneeled down, and asked the Buddha, please preach with your compassion. Someone will benefit from your discovery. Someone will benefit from your teaching. It is true that someone will be just like the lotus in the mud, eventually will be eaten by turtle and by fish. But there are some lotus that might come up above the water, up above the water and waiting just for the warmth of the sunlight, and the petal will be open like this. So, now we are talking about 4 different types of people. You put yourself, which kind of lotus would you like to be? They are talking in the back. Just ask them what they are talking, please go down. Lotus, you choose to be what kind of lotus? If you choose to be down there in the mud, you will eventually be eaten up by turtle and by fish. You choose, if you are this kind of lotus, just ready to blossom. This is very beautiful message that you are ready to blossom. You are waiting for what? You are waiting only from the warmth of the sunlight. The warmth is Dharma. Sun is the Buddha. You're just waiting for this to open up. So the Buddha realized that yes, I will benefit at least those lotuses who are waiting for the warmth of the sunlight. So that's why he decided to preach. And when he decided to preach, the Brahma promised the Buddha that he will be Dharma protector. Dhammapala means Dharma protector. So that's why you will see in Thailand particularly, Thai people respect Brahma with the idea of gratitude, that because of him, that's why he asked the Buddha to give Dharma. Without him, maybe the Buddha will just simply pass away quietly, and we will not benefit from the teaching at all. So you see that we believe that this man was enlightened, and we believe further that his enlightenment would lead us out of suffering. Just like how, realizing this, he himself was free from suffering. But believing in him, believing in the quality of Buddhahood alone, not leading to any action, does not help. Buddhism always emphasizes on the teaching and the practice. So therefore it has to be applied, always applied to your heart, to your speech, and to your action. ธรรมะของพระพุทธองค์ไม่ใช่ธรรมะที่ลอยอยู่เฉยๆ ธรรมะของพระพุทธองค์เป็นธรรมะที่น้อมนำมาปฏิบัติได้น้อมนำมาปฏิบัติได้ประเด็นของเราก็คือว่าเรามักจะมีความรู้สึกว่าเราบุญน้อยเราทำไปเล็กๆน้อยๆแล้วก็ค่อยๆสะสมไปจนกว่าเราจะได้เข้าสู่ฝั่งพระนิพพานในสมัยพุทธกาลเบื้องหน้ายาวไกลในขณะที่เรารอไปพุทธกาลเบื้องหน้าอันยาวไกลสิ่งหนึ่งที่เราแบกไปด้วยก็คือถุงแห่งความทุกข์ใช่ไหมใช่ถุงแห่งความทุกข์ที่เราลากไปด้วยนะเราเคยคิดไหมว่าทำไมเราก็ต้องแบกถุงแห่งความทุกข์ข้ามภพข้ามชาติจนกว่าจะไปถึงสมัยพระศรีอานที่เราคิดว่าเราจะเป็นบรรลุสมัยพระศรีอานบังเอิญเหลือเกินลูกไปถึงสมัยพระศรีอานจริงๆแต่ลูกเกิดเป็นหมาได้บรรลุไหมจะได้บรรลุไหมเนี่ยใช่ไม่ใช่นะคะหลวงแม่ตั้งคำถามว่าทำไมอยู่ในเวลานี้เราอยู่ในพุทธกัปนี้แล้วเนี่ยนะคะเรามีโอกาสมหาศาลการเกิดขึ้นเป็นมนุษย์ยากมากๆแบบนี้เราเกิดเป็นมนุษย์แล้วนิหนำ32ประการครบดังนั้นลูกไม่ได้บวชถ้าลูกพิการนะคะลูกพิการลูกไม่ได้บวชลูกบวชแล้วด้วยนะคะโอกาสไหนจะยิ่งไปกว่าโอกาสที่เราได้เกิดเป็นมนุษย์งดงามเหลือเกินแต่ปรากฏว่าเราก็ทำบุญนะทำบุญ5 สตางค์แต่ขณะเดียวกันก็ทำบาป95 สตางค์แล้วทำไปทุกวันนะเมื่อไหร่จะได้ถึงฝั่งพระนิพพานคิดนะนะคะทุกคนนะคะบอกทำไปเล็กๆน้อยๆเรายังบุญวาสนาบารมีเรายังไม่ถึงวาสนาบารมีของใครก็ไม่ถึงดังนั้นท่านไม่ทำท่านไม่ตั้งใจมากนะคะอายุของเรามาถึงขนาดนี้แล้วเรายังจะแบกถุงแห่งความทุกข์ต่อไปอีกนานสักเท่าไหร่นะคะเราจึงเกิดความมุ่งมั่นว่าไม่เอาละนะคะชีวิตที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยนะคะเป็นชีวิตที่เนี่ยไม่เอาละเราจะมีความชัดเจนเราจะมีความตั้งมั่นมากขึ้นนะคะเพื่อทำแนวทางของเราเนี่ยให้ใสให้สว่างคนชาวโลกที่ยังไม่ได้คิดหันซ้ายหันขวานะคะไปตามคลื่นของชาวโลกนะคะโลกของลูกกว้างนะแต่โลกของลูกไม่ชัดเลยนะมันจะเป็นภาพใหญ่ที่พร่าทันทีที่ลูกชัดเจนบนเส้นทางนี้นะคะภาพของลูกจะโฟกัสมากเลยแต่โลกของลูกจะเป็นยังไงโลกของลูกจะไม่เลอะเทอะกว้างขวางไปหมดนะคะเส้นทางมันจะชัดตรงพลังทั้งหมดที่เรามีอยู่เราไม่สามารถจะใช้พลังในลักษณะที่เราเคยเป็นสมัยที่เราเป็นคฤหัสถ์ไอ้นั่นนิดหน่อยไปทั่วไปหมดเลยนะคะคราวนี้เราจะรวบรวมพลังทั้งหมดที่มีนะคะเพื่อที่จะเดินบนเส้นทางนี้เส้นทางของเราก็จะชัดเจนมากขึ้นนะคะแล้วเราจะบนเส้นทางนี้เราจะมีพี่น้องที่เดินด้วยกันพี่น้องที่เดินด้วยกันก็คือพี่น้องที่ชัดเจนแล้วว่าเชื่อในพระพุทธเจ้าและไม่ใช่เชื่ออย่างพระพุทธเจ้าอย่างเดียวเชื่อด้วยว่าคุณสมบัติที่ทำให้เจ้าชายนั้นเป็นพุทธะสามารถที่จะเกิดขึ้นกับเราได้เพราะเราแต่ละคนมีสิ่งที่เรียกว่าพุทธพีชะมาแล้วพุทธพีชะคือเมล็ดพืชตัวอ่อนแห่งการที่จะเป็นผู้บรรลุธรรมมีมาแล้วทุกคนเหมือนกันเสมอภาคแต่เราจะรดน้ำพรวนดินพุทธพีชะน้อยๆนี้มากน้อยแค่ไหนนะคะมากน้อยแค่ไหนขึ้นอยู่กับความตั้งใจขึ้นอยู่กับการปฏิบัติของเราเอง so my second part I encourage them that to be born as a human being this is something great in the text it is compared to a large ocean there is this one blind turtle and on the surface of the ocean there is a loop a small loop like this and this turtle, this blind turtle, comes up to the surface only once every 100 years. And he has to come up just at the loop so that his neck would go through the loop. That is how difficult it is for a person to be born, a human being. We are born human beings. We are already born human beings. We have all the potentiality to be enlightened, but we keep postponing to the next future Buddha, My question is, what's wrong with this Buddha? We are in this Buddha's period. What's wrong with this particular Buddha? Why do you want to postpone to be free from suffering? Why do you want to postpone this to the future, to the unknown future, which would carry you to hundreds, thousands of years? No promise. And it so happens, if you're lucky enough, you will be born in that Buddha's world. But what happens if you are born a dog? To be born animal, you cannot be enlightened. You can be enlightened only when you have the human form. So this human form must be cherished. It is so valuable, so important that we have to make the best use of this form of human being. So therefore, go back to your country and study more, but always realize your study has to be applied. Your study has to be applied. We live in this modern world, and this modern world, you can be very far away, yet we can be very close. With the connection of the internet, with the connection of what we call the Facebook, Line, we will use Facebook and we will use Line in a positive way. Yes, we create this positive vibration. Connect with the good ones. Some people send Line, very stupid clip. It just comes to me and it stops. I don't like, and I don't click like, and I don't share. I will share only those clips which are good for your heart, good for your mind, good for the development of your mind. And then when people receive the clip that I sent, it's good. It's kusala. Yesterday we were talking about kusala. It's wholesome. And you could feel when you watch this clip, how your mind opens up like that, So when my mind opens up when I watch this clip, I send this clip to you. So your mind also opens up like this. Just this morning, I saw this clip of a baby elephant. He was stuck in a what you call a small waterway, and he couldn't climb up. He tried many times, he would fall down, and eventually must be his mother. His mother came. And his mother went into that waterway and pushed him up with her trunk. She pushed him up like that, So it's very beautiful clip. It's the connection between mother and daughter, or maybe son, and the connection between life, the value of life, And because we live together, so therefore we have to be supporting each other. So in this clip you see very clearly how the mother was supporting the baby elephant, push the baby elephant up first. The baby elephant is safe. Only then the mother would come up. So this kind of clip we could share. But there are also other clips, shouting, fighting. Stop there. When you receive it, stop there. Delete it. Okay, so this is how we can lead our Buddhist life in a meaningful way. Always share that which is good, that which is wholesome, that which is nourishing, that which opens up the heart. นึกถึงใจเราเหมือนกับบัวนะบานอย่างนี้นะคะบานเบิกบานอย่างนี้นะคะแล้วก็ส่งไปแชร์สำหรับ Facebook หรือคลิปที่มาที่เราแล้วเรารู้สึกดีส่งต่อถ้าไม่ดีก็delete ไปเลยจบนะคะจบไปเลย so this is at least to get you on the path then when you are alone, you feel you are alone, you have already received refuge, but now I'm returning to my country and I feel very much alone. You are alone, but you are not lonely. In this Buddhist world, you are alone. Yes, all of us have to be alone. We come alone and we are going to die alone. But in that aloneness, it is not loneliness. Alone and loneliness is something different. So always be alone, because the practice means that you are alone. But in that aloneness, you are not lonely. Okay? So take care, have a safe trip back home.